And welcome back to Daily Wrap. Before we get going here, let's check in with Steve Malzberg, the king of the county, and see what he has planned for us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Joe Lindsey Graham, presidential candidate on the Republican side, joins us. Of course, he said that Donald Trump was a jackass not too long ago. He has a lot to say about Donald Trump and the Iran deal, and Planned Parenthood for that matter as well. Also, Mark O'Mara, you remember him from George Zimmerman. Well, he's representing the family of the black man who was killed by a white cop in Cincinnati. He will be here to give us his view on what happened there. Mort Klein of ZOA, 2 panels, and Give Me 5. It's all next, right here at 7 Eastern. Don't go away.
Thank you, Stevie. All right, so what does Hillary Clinton really think? Some Democrats are openly complaining she's ducking and dodging on the big issues. Case in point, the Keystone Oil Pipeline.
This is President Obama's decision, and I am not going to second-guess him because I was in a position to set this in motion, and I do not think that would be the right thing to do. So I want to wait and see what he and Secretary Kerry decide.
Democratic rival and self-styled socialist Bernie Sanders fired back, saying he doesn't understand how anyone can be concerned about climate change while not vehemently opposing the pipeline. Is this going to be a problem for Secretary Clinton? Nomi.
Absolutely. This is crazy. I mean, this campaign is running like they were running in the 90s, where, you know, you really didn't have to say anything. You didn't have social media. You didn't have people attacking you every 5 seconds. You didn't have questions thrown at you. The problem with the Clinton campaign right now is they're trying to run on unforced errors. They're trying to, ignore all questions so that they can just run a smooth campaign, run their operations, have their house parties. But the problem is everybody's tapped in, and it's just proving to be very transparent. I mean, what I think is really fascinating here is that video that we just saw showed the tension between the Clinton group and the Obama organization, and I think that there's a lot of this is steaming up right now, especially with the Benghazi emails, how she threw the Obama administration under the bus, how she violated their pact about her coming in as Secretary of State, and everything that she's done as Secretary of State. That's what she's running on right now, and it's not looking too good.
I'm guessing you're not going to vote Republican.
I'm not voting Republican.
Okay,
you're right.
But are you thinking anybody but Hillary at this point? Are you at that point where I wish somebody would step forward?
I wish Joe. I'm in all seriousness. I love Joe Biden. I think he's the perfect candidate. I think that he checks all the boxes. He's got a populist kind of edge.
Great
he'll be great in a debate.
Yeah, and he's also
we saw that ask Paul Ryan, right?
I'm actually with Nomi. In fact, I just said your exact speech on the Sean Hannity radio show not 2 hours ago. I'm with you all the way.
I promise.
All right, but I'll tell you what, we got to be a little bit careful here. I do agree that Hillary's ducking issues. There's no question about it. But I actually agree with her on the Keystone Pipeline. She was Secretary of State. She made a recommendation. It was a function of the State Department. I agree that she shouldn't be commenting on what she told the president when she was serving in his administration. Okay. So I'm with her there. I do disagree, however, with Bernie Sanders on the pipeline, because I think it is one of the most overhyped political issues of my time. I am absolutely certain that the damage to the environment taking place by shipping that oil by land, by train, is worse than the pipeline.
Okay. Very good point.
So.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking more about that because I completely disagree with you. Okay. Of course, there's the trust issue. 57% in the new Quinnipiac poll, they're busy, says she's not honest and trustworthy. If you're the Clinton campaign, how do you turn that around, Amy Holmes?
Well, in fact, those numbers are being driven by Democrats, people on her own side, as the Washington Post was reporting, that her trustworthiness among her own party is going down.
Nomi's an example.
How can you trust a woman who stands there and tells you that she won't give her position on the Keystone Pipeline when in fact this is a woman who wrote a memoir while her boss is still sitting in the White House critical of President Obama's policies, for example, vis-a-vis the Middle East.
That was the wrong thing.
But we have already seen that she is perfectly capable of critiquing this president and being public in her critiques of this president, but she knows that the Keystone Pipeline issue does not sit well with the left of the party, so she's not willing to give a position similarly on trade authority. So again, Hillary Clinton, if she wants to be trustworthy, she needs to be candid.
What's her worldview? In other words, I don't know who she is. I don't know what ultimately she stands for besides I want to be the first woman president. What do you think, Rick, she wants to accomplish?
I don't think that's an easy answer, even if we knew what it was at this stage. Okay. I think you'll learn more about it. I want to be fair to her, although I very much like Nomi have come around to saying I hope that we see the vice president come in. You got to be fair about it. There's time for that. Now, I do like to point out that her unfavorables right now are pretty much exactly what Trump's were when we all said that he could never go anywhere. Right. So I don't know if that's good for her or bad for her.
She's already defined herself.
Yeah, I agree. This is a problem, but you need to wait about 3 months to see if this is going to stick, and that it'll be time that changes it if it changes, and
Joe,
it may not.
Answer you have 10 seconds. Question: run-of-the-mill technocrat. That's Hillary Clinton.
Okay, so what do you think about Hillary Clinton dodging important questions? Do you think she's trustworthy? Can't wait to see the comments on this one. Go to Newsmax.
No, she's wonderful.
It'll be a 50-50 split or so. Well, go to newsmaxtv.com/comments. It's right there below. newsmaxtv.com/comments. Let us know. Coming up, is Ted Nugent defending a lying killer? I'm never buying a Ted Nugent CD or 8-track again. This is the Daily Wrap, only on Newsmax TV.
Did you ever buy one?